Welcome, YouTube. We are live. This is Bigfoot Explorer, Scott, Christy. We have Patrick from up north. How you doing, Patrick, this evening?
Doing well.
Doing well. All right, before we get started, friends, thank you all for being here. Let's see who's in the house, and then we'll get started. We got Bruiser Bites. I'm way early, but to be the first to say hi. All right, we got Susan, Country Girl. Thank you for joining. We got old 5 Hazel. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. We don't have a big crowd, but we got Blue Eyed Northern. There's Pat. Hello. Thank you for being here.
Big Rob.
Where's Big Rob?
Big Rob.
There he is, Big Rob. Hey, buddy. Thanks for joining us
We got
tonight.
Ann in the house.
There's Ann Burr.
We got Gordo.
How you doing? Yep, there's Pappy, Mr. Gordo Cooper. You know who I haven't seen in a while? Mad Matt.
Look, we got Black Knight. What's up?
Black Knight, what's up?
We got Susan Robertson.
Yep.
What's up, Susan? We got Stowe Cow.
It's Ruger Ridge. I know he was watching. We all were watching Bigfoot Odyssey Squatchathon earlier tonight.
We got Linda Taylor.
Linda Taylor. What is that reverb?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Testing.
My family on.
We have Jalapa. Hello. Oh, and Pat says, "Hi, you Christy, my girl."
Mm-hmm. That's my girl.
All right, we don't have a big crew in here tonight, but tonight is going to be a roundtable discussion, updates, news, and plans for Bigfoot Explorer. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I got real sick during Thanksgiving, like literally missed Thanksgiving. I had flu type B and strep throat at the same time with ulcers in my throat on top of the strep throat. I hadn't been that sick in a while. Fever got up to 104. It really took me about 5 days, and then I went back to work, and I still wasn't right the whole week at work. I mean, it was just rough. So then it's just been crazy with holidays. Christmas is coming. Finances are strapped. You know, life. All the great things about life. You know, the holidays, November, December. It's supposed to be a joyous time. And guess what? It's just not. I'm sorry. But especially this year. So I apologize, guys, for that. News for Bigfoot Explorer. Since I got sick, I had to tell all these guys I'm sick and we can't do the Central Louisiana recon mission. Everybody took off, including me, and we just couldn't do nothing about it, which really stunk. So we're going back soon. Tune in next Wednesday. We will be live next Wednesday for a discussion. Okay. We're gonna do something a little different tonight. We're gonna interact with you guys on 2 subjects. Christopher Noel. If you guys do not know of him, his channel is Impossible Visits on YouTube. Awesome. He's done a lot of great research of his study group in Vermont. It's got some great video of these creatures throwing pine cones at him. If you have not seen that, it's Several Days in the Valley, I think, or something like that. Go check out Christopher Noel's video with the pine cones being thrown at him. Anyway, he also runs a Facebook group called Sasquatch and Civic Duty. If you haven't joined, go join it. He puts out a lot of things. Sasquatch and Civic Duty is everything to do with bringing the awareness of these creatures' existence, but bringing it forward, paying it forward, and trying to get the masses involved. He's done a lot of things. He actually put some articles and questionnaires in his local newspaper, explaining that in their little town and community where he lives in Vermont, here's some things that have been going on that I've noticed. If you've noticed anything out of the ordinary, please contact me. And guess what? He thought he wasn't going to get any bites, right? Because you're putting it in the municipality, a town municipality newspaper. I mean, and in a little town like that in Vermont, everybody gets the newspaper still. And he was also putting himself at somewhat of a risk for being ridiculed, for everybody knowing who he is, what he does. And believe it or not, it's been doing well. And he's been reading the anonymous stories and comments that he's gotten from the people in the community. And it was really cool. And I keep tabs on that. But he also made, with the digital age, social media, email, websites, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat. We have every way in the world to communicate with each other, but it seems like it's just a hidden circus sometimes, right? Well, he decided to go old school, and he made a trifold pamphlet that anyone can print. And he's also asking for people for donations to get these things printed out, because he wants to get a few thousand. But anybody can go to Sasquatch and Civic Duty Facebook group, and pinned to the top of the post is the Sasquatch and Civic Duty Word document that I'm going to go through right now. And it's pretty cool. And what's good about it is once we read it and we go over it, you can print this out and you can leave like a dozen or so of them in your vehicle, put them anywhere. And anyone you run across, a friend, even if it's somebody at your local bait shop, the diner, something like that, just leave them, right? Just leave them there. And you never know who's going to contact you. So let's check this out. Let's do this. And here it is. Of course, it's in the Word document form. So, of course, when you print this out and you trifold it, I know it's going to look like it's just going to be one of these, right? It's just going to be one side. But what's cool and what he put together is, I'm not going to read every bit of it, but you'll get the gist. Here's a partial list of the names by which North American Native peoples have called the species down through the ages. So he lists all of the Native American names for Sasquatch, which I thought was really cool. Then he introduces the March on Washington, Sasquatch and Civic Duty. And this isn't a joke, folks. We are planning a march on Washington and rally in front of the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. Self-appointed judge of what in nature is real. The lead up to the event will create a great deal of media attention, which we will use to spread solid information about and general awareness of the existence and attributes of the species. See YouTube March on Washington for Sasquatch Awareness. He has a great video at Impossible Visits. Go check that out. We hope to hang this banner there. This is the mission statement, and this should be, of course, Bigfoot Explorer is a no-kill group. We spread awareness, and we try to document as much as we can and investigate, right? So our mission is to help educate the public about the Sasquatch species and work toward their official recognition and protection as an indigenous people. They are a wild human species, our evolutionary next of kin. And then he gives you the why. There is evidence that some Sasquatch are dangerous to children, blah, blah, blah. The American governments need to inform the citizenry of potential threats in nature. True. Many are currently on the hunt every night. So he talks about, the opposite of us. Groups that are out there wanting to shoot and kill this and bring a body forward. For both reasons, we must work together to educate about the proper precautions in the forest and to push for federal legislation that recognizes the killing of a Sasquatch as murder. That's somewhere on here. Then he goes into talking about the Patterson film. Y'all can read this, and how it really can't be debunked here today. Some things that we can do. Of course, I just told you all about joining the Facebook group, Sasquatch and Civic Duty. The informational YouTube videos, the call to action, where are they, and why not just leave them alone? All really good YouTube videos. Go check that out. And of course, he's talking about the donations for this flyer. It's at GoFundMe, Sasquatch, and Civic Duty to call to action. Y'all can check that out if you go to the Facebook group and download this little flyer. And then he talks about research. And this was really, really cool too. He left the back page open. I'm looking to connect with others locally who may have seen or heard evidence of the Sasquatch. Have you found large five-toed tracks, found sticks and tree structures, heard wood knocks, heard strange groups of young? If so, let's compare notes and learn from each other. And we could put BigfootXplorer.com, Sasquatch and Civic Duty on Facebook. You could put anything here. But this would be a great grassroots way. I mean, this is how it used to be done. People used to put things like this in the newspaper, periodicals, magazines, stapling it to the telephone poles, and all that kind of stuff, mailers. But we don't do that today. So why not, though? Why not try that again? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get about 50 of these printed out myself, and I'm gonna take it with us when we go on outings. If we go and stop at a gas station, I'm gonna walk in and say, "Hey, can I leave these here?" If we go to a diner, or if we're meeting with other groups, we'll pass those out. So that might be a good thing to do if you guys want to check that out. Have you heard of that yet, Patrico? Did you know about that?
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
I think he's on the right track. I think people do need to be made aware. That's part of why I'm into it.
Yeah.
So
right.
So yeah, I mean, awareness is key.
Right. Now, the next thing we're going to get into may be a little controversial, but it's not. And I purposely left it out of the title. Most people who are into the Bigfoot subject on YouTube probably have heard of Steve Isdahl. His name is Steve Isdahl. He is a pro guide out in British Columbia in Canada. He runs a website called howtohunt.com, where I guess they sell apps on how to hunt. I'm not really sure. I went to the website and it's a bit convoluted. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And we're not here to bash Steve at all. I really like his style. He is a no nonsense, no drama, no bullshit type of guy. And I like that. I think the Sasquatch community on YouTube as well as Facebook needs this. if you've been watching any of his stuff, I watch every video that he does silently, and I comment too. I'm very sharp about how I word my comments and things, because for every video, I take notes and then I write comments to see if he's going to. And what's kind of weird is it seems like on each of the next videos, he seems to answer what I was looking for. Not directly to me, but I'm sure they look through them and pick out some decent stuff to address. And I like that. I'd love to get him on the show, but he openly expresses how much he disapproves and dislikes Sasquatch researchers. And that's what we're going to go into today.
Lex says that he guides hunting and fishing all the
Yeah.
time.
He's a professional hunter. They call them PHs. What we're going to do here tonight, I have found out the way to lawfully not break any copyright infringement laws or anything with YouTube. We're going to look at 15 to 30 seconds. I have 4 bullet points of his latest video. We'll give him props for that. And we are going to go over this. And you guys, the 35 people that are in here tonight, I'm going to put an open link to join Bigfoot Xplorer tonight, and you can come on live tonight if you want to talk about Steve Isdahl and his outlook on Bigfoot. And I'm paraphrasing Steve. He generally has seen Sasquatch twice. He gets a lot of awesome, credible stories from people who do not want to be known. They don't even care about it. People who just want to get it off their chest. It's usually people up north. Some people just don't. Oh yeah, I saw one, and then other people are completely distraught about it. But he's getting people to open up, and he's spreading awareness. But his latest message in his video, his most recent video on his site on YouTube, is Sasquatch Proof and a Private Message. It's his latest one, dated December 10th, 2019. Okay. Hold on here. I'm trying to get stuff ready, guys. So his general message, and I'm paraphrasing again, is the Bigfoot researchers, which he is totally right. He gave several examples of how the bashing and the backstabbing and the lying and the hoaxing of some of these research groups that go on constantly, that give everybody like ourselves a horrible name. And that's exactly what it's doing. One of his examples, I'm not going to go into detail, but someone wrote him and explicitly said that there was a research group somewhere, right, that were kind of big in their area, and they offered paid Sasquatch missions. So you could pay this group, and they would take you out on a Sasquatch recon mission or whatever it was, right? You'd have to pay all up front. Then apparently you'd meet up someplace, and they'd take you out. Well, guess what? They totally just reneged and didn't give him his money. They kicked him out of the group. I'm sure there's a lot more to the story, but the gist is, there's too much of this backstabbing that's going on in the community. It's terrible. And, he's kind of got a point. We call ourselves researchers, but I think we call ourselves researchers because what else would we call ourselves? His statement is any researchers who are really trying are completely and totally wasting their time. We are going in a circle, he says. We're never going to find anything out. That's what he says. Never going to find anything out. You're wasting your time. And what we should be doing is focusing all that energy, which he's not wrong about this next part. It's focusing all our energy on finding out why this has not been brought out yet. Elevating this up to municipalities, state, wildlife, DNR, NWR, National Wildlife, all these elevating up and pushing legislation, trying to get folks to come out higher up, start chipping away. And kind of, I think folks that are really interested and researchers who are really trying to do this and trying to get some evidence and bring this out, we've just forgotten that that's there, right? That we can try to do that. But this is what I have to say to Steve too. I think that we're beyond that. I don't think in the world we live in today, we're going to get anywhere with elevating this up. I think that might have been something the majority, if the masses would have done this after the Patty video footage, and really just all of the masses started attacking. We want answers, this, that, and the other. I think those were the times in the 70s. We live in an age now where you can say anything and it's true and it's false. The government laughs at us because whatever we do, we could literally go out tomorrow and literally get a 1920 by 1080 HD or a 4K crystal clear picture from head to toe of Sasquatch, and we could come show it to you next Wednesday. Say we can't believe, and we're totally being honest with you. We can't believe this. How are we going to present it? And then we present it. Do you know that there would be more people who say it's fake than believe it's real? That's the God honest truth of, because the way the world is today, anything goes and nothing goes. It's a
no-win situation.
it's to damned if you do, damned if you don't. What do you got to say about it, Patrick? I know you got some. We're gonna put our 2 cents in, and then we're gonna listen to the bullet points on YouTube, and then we're gonna give you guys in the chat the opportunity to come on with us and discuss this if y'all like. Okay. So what's your take on Steve Isdahl, How to Hunt, pro-God, saying that researchers are wasting their time?
Well, I'm going to back that up a little bit. I think Steve has a valid point. I think he is a valid viewpoint in the spectrum of the Bigfoot community. I think he words things a little rougher than people might like. But if you look, I listened to his entire A to Z, what he was trying to put out there message, and I like his message.
Me too. I do like it.
Now, as far as his opinion on researchers, I think we have creative differences. We have creative differences. He has his opinion on things, which he's not a researcher. He is here to support people who have been ridiculed and laughed at, and I love what he's doing there.
Right. Me too.
if he doesn't put anything into researchers or some of the experiments that we put out there, then that's his viewpoint, his opinion.
Right.
I can't take any validity from that.
Right.
So I like what he's talking about. I like what he's saying. And as far as pushing upwards,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the government isn't going to tell you or give you anything, which is one reason. See, I was not a Bigfoot community person. I come out of the primitive survival and historical wilderness primitive living skills
World.
world, because of what I kept running into. And I believe that there's a safety factor, that there's a study that needs to be done, that information needs to be put out there, and I'm not waiting on any damn government to tell me anything, because they're not.
Right. And that kind of harkens back to what Noel said in the thing. It's part of the safety factor for us to know what's going on.
Yeah, and furthermore, when they reintroduced black bear into our area a few years ago. Okay, I'm a tracker. I've been tracking these areas. I know when they put the bears in there, because I found their tracks, their scat. I found what they killed, what they ate. And I had a federal game warden come in on me when I'm back there and I'm fishing. And he comes in on me because the nose of my truck was parked 4 foot past no vehicles past this point sign. So he comes back there harassing me, checking everything out on me. I'm legal. And when he was done doing that, I said, "Sir, do you know there's a bear here?" And he says, "There's no bears here." And so I take him over to the levee, and I said, "You see this track? These are bear tracks. This is bear scat. This is where the bear swam out there, caught fish, came up here and ate them." And he said, "Oh, it's a hog. A hog did that." And of course, he don't know me.
With hooves.
He doesn't know me. And I said, "Really? That's a hog." Oh, that's very fascinating. And so I let him have that illusion of that he lied to me successfully. But what he does not know is, being in the communities that I'm in, I know people that know him, and I know other hunters that he told, if you kill one of my bears, you better have scratch marks on you and where you've been attacked.
Yeah.
So he lied to me point blank. The only person he told the truth to is someone that I knew him for 20 years. Yeah. So the federal government isn't going to out anything. Well, and I'm not waiting on the federal government.
Well,
I'm not going.
That's what I keep asking him in his comments. He keeps saying, "Okay, y'all researchers are going around in circles. You're wasting your time." And really, truly, he's not wrong.
Yes,
how many researchers have come up with something?
Well, you and I are not.
So, but wait.
I'm not sure we don't do.
He says we need to elevate and push this up and start asking around. But what is his plan or idea for people to start doing that? How are we going to start doing that? Who do we go to first? There's so many questions I want him to answer.
Well,
it's been a dozen videos now, and
I would start with, I think it's Department of Interior Sasquatch division that I looked up on their website, and it's really there. I would start there, and with the wildlife and fisheries of that state. That's where I would start at.
Yeah,
but
let me show y'all. Keep going, because I want to bring something else up.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't need a march on Washington. We don't. What we need. No. Let me finish.
I think that might backfire on us.
What we need to do is have a forum, a public forum, with all the evidence that is put out there for us, and invite them to come and discuss it with us and post it online. You're welcome to come to this public forum and debunk any of our evidence and or explain, what your boss is not telling you, because your boss is telling you to lie to us. Right. Or, possibly what that's going on there in the government. But I'm not waiting on them. I'm doing my own studies, and I'm going to document. I want Bigfoot Explorer to document and start putting video. I want video documentaries out there, and I want to flood them. I want enough video documentaries out there. Okay, we videoed 3 in Mississippi. We videoed 2 in Louisiana. We videoed 3 in
Yeah,
Texas, and just start.
Yeah, I think that is a way to do it. The more you start saying, hey, there's footprints here, we have audio here in this part, people will start backing you. Oh my God. Someone is finally starting to come out here in Louisiana about what's really going on here. And that's what we need people to start doing here in Louisiana and Mississippi, Alabama, and even Arkansas, is to start jumping on this bandwagon and getting this out there and freely discussing it. No hush hush.
Well, I believe we have a good hypothesis and a good idea how to video and how to document these animals.
Right.
I think it really boils down to physics and money. You know,
Yeah.
We can just
no. There is a third attribute there. Time.
Yeah, I understand, but time and money, and we can do it. I know we can do it.
So this is another thing.
Go ahead.
Getting back to what we were saying about elevating. Bigfoot Odyssey had on Mark Zasky the other night. Wait, today is Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
I think Saturday, this past Saturday. If y'all haven't watched Bigfoot Odyssey's Saturday show with Mark Zasky, it's worth watching. It's really worth watching. He actually, and this is posted at the Bigfoot Odyssey Facebook group, Mark tells of a story of going, a Florida wildlife and fisheries officer had stopped him out in the woods, asking him what he's doing, this, that, and the other. He told him. And they told him, or maybe he called him or emailed him back. I'm paraphrasing, guys. Go watch the video. It's really good. But they set up a meeting. And when Mark got there, he was bushwhacked. It was a room full of 3 or 4 people there. They had a big map on the wall. They were trying to catch him trespassing. Oh, where were you? You were back here, huh? And he's like, no, that's all private property. So they were trying, and everything that he was telling me, I've got video evidence, I have hair samples, we have photos, tracks. What's all of it? What's they downplayed everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share this. Y'all go take a look at this. Zasky sent this to Kerry. They finally, I don't know how he got them, but Mark got the letters and transcripts. This recently happened silently in the legislature. I don't know if it was in the state of Florida or if it was federal, but if you go to Bigfoot Odyssey, this is it's in the new activity. I think it's pinned to the top. Released by CryptoReality.us, which is Mark Zasky's group. This is a bill with amendments passed, so was state, by Florida's representatives. This happened in 1978 without public knowledge on Skunk Ape. And you can read this. I can't zoom in on it, and it's really hard to read. Okay. Florida House of Representatives, 1978. It's got all the stamps on it, too. House Bill HB 58. A bill to be entitled an act relating to anthropod or humanoid animals, prohibiting the taking possessing, harming, or molesting, therefore providing a penalty, providing. So these are provisions that they put into like a mock. I mean, you can see where they changed things. Go read this bill. It's incredible. And this is the shit. I'm just gonna say it. Crap that's going on behind closed doors. And again, it was all done in hush hush. How I'm dying to know how Mark got these. And you can't blame Mark. He used to have a YouTube channel with a lot of his stuff there. And YouTube was screwing him on something. They were deleting his videos. I'm sure he's gotten so close that I'm sure there's heat on him. Heat. FBI, the federal government, God, the state of Florida. I have no idea who. But his videos were being taken down. All kind of stuff was happening. So he said, I'm done with this. And he went over to Patreon. So I think like they're charging $1 a month to get all the videos and stuff like this. Which I kind of hate that, because regardless of what you think of Mark, I think he's a workhorse when it comes to being a research and investigator. They go out there. It's him and his wife. I really like what he's got to say. I love his no nonsense, brutal take on the whole thing. It's kind of like, this is exactly how it is, and I don't give a rat's ass what anybody thinks, because this is what's going on here. This is how it is. This is what happened. I've got no reason to lie about it, and I respect that. I think we need more folks like that, and I hate to see that he's not on YouTube, because it's not getting in with all the masses. So we are going to. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say about that? Did you know about that bill?
I have very limited knowledge. I understand one state actually passed a law where you cannot kill one. If you kill a Sasquatch, it's murder. I'm not sure if that was New York.
I think that's Washington State.
It might have been. If you look up the definitions of all those words as far as molesting and all that,
yeah,
it doesn't prohibit you from researching. It doesn't prohibit you from videoing. You know,
I think that's gray area though.
Well, that's where there's from 600 yards off, I'm not molesting the thing. But
right,
you know.
Well, you can't be close to it. Some people would say I would love to molest one, because then I'd be close to it. You know, we could document it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the camera out, Scott.
Hey,
and you put her up
I'll take one for the team. You know.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow. It looked like a bad 70s show.
I'm gonna play a little bit of this. So I am giving credit right now to Steve Isdahl. This is his How to Hunt YouTube channel. His latest video is Sasquatch Proof and Private Message. We're gonna play a few bullet points from that video, and then we are gonna put our 2 cents in on it. Okay. And once again, I've looked up the copyright infringement policies on this. As long as we're, within 30 seconds of showing, and we actually have value added to what we're going to look at and discuss and respect. We're also, Steve, we will put a link crediting you in the description below, and a link to your channel, because we do like what you're doing. There's just some things, like anything else, there are some of us researchers who, regardless of whether your opinion is we're going around in circles or not, There's some of us that enjoy what we do. There's some of us who have seen things here where we're at, and we are capable of of this happening, of getting something perhaps on film or footage. I realize how difficult it is and that it may never happen. But for some of us, some people are obsessed. Some people are completely blindsided with it. I don't think we're like that. We're very humbled and grounded when it comes to this.
As far as pushing this forward, the community forward, it's all mathematics. Okay, if you take, you say, okay, if this happens, and then if this can happen, if I can get this to happen, if you can work, what you do is you start with at the top, work all your ifs out, and then there's no more ifs. It's just when this happens.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been slowly doing for years and years.
It's like figuring out and eliminating one by one until you get to that last problem.
The last problem I had to solve was, what was the area of their personal space specifically and exactly, and what type of lighting will they come around that I can film them in? And I've solved both those problems.
Right.
All we have to do is apply it.
All right, let's get to Steve's video. Our bullet points. What is the first timestamp? Patrick, can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay. What's the first timestamp?
146.
All right, we're gonna go to 146, and let's listen to what he says. Here we go. Now we can't play the whole thing, but we've knocked down some timestamps, and we're gonna listen to 4 separate bullet points. So y'all listen, because y'all are gonna be. I'm gonna send out the link for y'all to be on Bigfoot Explorer right after this, and we can chat about this. Okay. So here's the first bullet point from Steve Isdahl on how to hunt Sasquatch proof and private message.
Moving along. Many people ask me what I think of, and they'll rattle off various common names known in the Sasquatch Bigfoot communities. And I keep getting bombarded. What do you think of so-and-so? What do you think of his photographs? What do you think of this? And to answer every single one of those questions easily and once, here's my answer. I don't think of them. I don't. All right? They have researcher groups have absolutely, they don't mean anything to me when it comes to this topic. And I'm not.
Okay, next one is what?
244.
244.
Out of the people subscribing to my channel right now, I will bet you there's a conservative 20,000 people are following my channel that have seen these things firsthand, without a doubt in my mind. And once you have seen one of these things, researcher groups don't mean shit. It doesn't matter who has a PhD or a doctorate in anything. It doesn't matter. You got somebody closing down with a million footprint cast out of their office or their lab, and then they made it onto 50,000 freaking TV shows on this topic. They don't matter. It does.
Next one?
320.
320. Almost there.
Nope. Go back.
Why? You see, I don't know. The majority of the population, the majority of the percentage of people interested in this topic, you are all watching the same groups of people, possibly online on television, and you're hunting them, chasing their tails.
Which is true for some people.
Focusing on footprints. There's nonstop. The same people are focusing on banging wood off trees, yelling in the night, So many people are absolutely stunned. Sounds like you're just stunned. You're numb and stunned because you're focusing on footprints. You're looking for footprints. You're going on these so-called expeditions. We're going on an expedition. Yeah. Cool. Good luck with that.
Next one.
Next one, 1312.
He's not lying. I mean, we don't come back with much. I mean, we've come back with some stuff, some good audio. But, his point is well taken. 1312.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to get across to every single one of you is the energy you're wasting looking at the obvious is ensuring that this topic does not move forward and nobody learns more. The second that all of you band together and put your focus on who and why we are not informed clearly of these beings, until you do not do that, you're not going to get the answers.
And that's it. Did y'all hear it?
I heard it.
Yeah. Y'all, was everybody able to see the YouTube video? I'm hoping you watched it, right? And heard it, Patrick?
Yeah, I watched it twice.
Give us some thumbs up here. A 10-4, Robert D says. So, let me get the we just lost Patrick. He'll come back. Look, I am going to put the link to this StreamYard live show in the comments right now. All you have to do is click on that link and follow the on-screen prompts. It's going to make sure that you have a camera and audio. You put your name, and then you'll hit the blue icon that says Enter Broadcast Studio. And if you would like to join us, put your 2 cents in, and we can all discuss this. Let's do it. Why not?
Oh,
Here it comes. So, he says we're chasing our tail. I get what he says when he says if you've seen one, researchers don't matter. I get that. But I guess my point is, Patrick,
but you don't get?
the thing I don't get about what he said was that last part. And you heard him say that. What we need to be doing is asking why haven't we got anything? What did he say?
What are you looking for?
That last bullet point that he said.
We need to ask why we're not being informed of these beings.
Right. So he asks. Right. So he asks that.
Now I'm gonna tell you.
How? Where is the? Here's how you do it. Here's my opinion, or here's my strategy on what we could do. Because I guarantee you, Steve, if you gave us this miracle way of how to do this, a lot of researchers start doing it. I mean, I would, but it won't stop me from going to try to document these species either. Well, and I'm not nuts. I don't think I'm wasting my time. I enjoy being in the woods.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something that he said in the private message. You know, when he was talking about he's talking about higher ups in the military and the police and a particular military person to contact him. Well, here's the thing. That's the third reference I've heard of a military action against these things. Mm-hmm. You know, from one side of the fence, I've heard of a special ops group a hunter-killer group that had to go in because there was a family of Sasquatch that was making a living off of hikers in one of our national forests. And they went in and they slaughtered them. And that was just what I heard of.
Right.
And I took it as that. I took it as just a rumor. You know, I don't have any proof that happened. I just took it as a rumor. And then a couple months ago on
Hey, wait. Hey, Fletch Explorers. I know it's Steve's opinion, and we're not taking it personally at all. We're having a constructive criticism discussion on a little bit more about what he has to say. And that's all we're doing. I am totally behind him and the folks that he is standing up for. I enjoy his videos. I love it. I just want to hear a little bit more concrete how we can do this. That's it. Just some ways that we can start doing this. Not because I know it seems like the stuff I played was like he's bashing us and I'm mad at him. No, I'm not. I don't agree with all researchers are just
Wasting their time.
Yeah. Okay, we got 5 Hazel on. What's up, Hazel? How you doing? Your internet might not be too good. You're frozen. Hello. Can you hear us? You are in a state like this. Maybe I'm not. You really need to be on a landline or really good Wi-Fi, guys. If you're doing this straight from cell data, it's not going to work. Since you froze up, Hazel, maybe I'll try to add you again. Come on, nobody else wants to come in here and talk about this topic. I can't believe that. We got 53 people in here, and nobody wants to talk about it.
I have one thing to say.
Wait, how do we go with it? You don't need to ask me.
No, I know
go with
that.
it. What's your opinion?
What I'm saying is, like, as us group, Bigfoot Explorer, we do things differently. We don't do things like everybody else. We have our own way of putting stuff together.
Yeah, the experiments that we do, the coming up with a mission statement that we're no kill, no harass group, documentation. Go ahead.
Well, we're not here strictly for entertainment.
No,
it's not about entertainment.
Some of our experiments may have kind of a goof factor to them, but every one of them is designed to be a stepping stone to the end result of video documentation and a documentary on multiple groups put out, so that we can have a further discussion, a further interest, further insight, further observed behavior. And so we can put okay, this is what it is. Right. You can choose to take it or leave it, but this is what it is.
It's just like you said, it's the mathematics. We're eliminating the problems. And each time we do this, we get better and better at what we're doing, how we're going to do it next time. And we're getting that much more closer.
We have a methodical approach. Say light sound. You know, everybody said, oh, they won't come into a light and they can sense RF and they don't like electronics. Well, guess what we had them do? They walked into a light, they picked up a radio, and they were tapped on the audio.
They were tapping on the audio. 5 Hazel, if you can hear us, if you're not connected to a landline, try getting out of the studio and coming back in and just do the audio. Turn your camera off. At least we could hear you. Okay? So try that.
Yeah, every experiment that I plan is that we try to do, that we brainstorm on all the time offline. You and I call and we're like, hey, what about this and what about that? You know, and it's just all about pushing it forward.
Right. So
You know,
since people don't want to come on and talk.
Come on, people. Come on. Oh, I'll put my teeth in.
No teeth. We had enough teeth.
What is it?
Don't make me do my ventriloquist act.
Southern Cal says we all have different experiences and evidence. They definitely seem to be different due to geographical areas. Hell yes. Geographical area, especially in North America, is a massive deal. I think I think the creatures down here are totally different than the creatures, not physically, and maybe, but I'm not going to guess about the physical biology comparison. I just know that I think these creatures down here, they have to be smarter. I think they have to be mangier, older, sneakier, uh, because they just don't have the vast, contiguous, massive amounts of land like they have in the Midwest and out west, mountain ranges, thousands of acres with no roads. Sure, we have some large areas and some national forests, but it's nothing compared to out west, especially here in Louisiana. I think Mount Driscoll's the highest point in the state, and it's like, what's the elevation there? Like 400 or 500 foot. That's the highest point in Louisiana. There's no mountains here. Go ahead, Patrick.
I couldn't, you know, with the eyesight.
Wait. Hold that. Ann's got something good. I totally disagree with Steve discounting all research groups. Research is vital. Where would we be without Christopher, Noel, and Patrick's work and research? I totally agree with you, Ann. That's what I'm saying. I think Steve, he's hit the nail on the head, because that's what people who are not dug in like ticks in the Sasquatch community and know the good researchers to listen to. There's so many of them out there, and the infighting and the backstabbing, that if you're not really into this, I mean, I've been in this, what, a year and a few months, right? And I really get into it. And I take the time to go look at all people's videos. But there's only maybe a dozen or so that I really subscribe to. I may check out other things here and there. I watch that NVTV crap because I just have to watch it, you know. But people who aren't dug into it, who don't write emails to other researchers, don't contact other researchers, don't talk in the communities on the Facebook groups, instant message people back and forth. That's how you start integrating and finding a group. I think we have a bunch of good followers who are on the same page with Bigfoot Explorer, Bigfoot Odyssey, some of the other channels, D Sims,
Rick, Woodbooger
Farm. One of these days, I'm gonna put up the dozen or so stuff that I have.
No, Big Rob's on.
Let's see. Hazel, are you there? Big Rob, are you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, we got you. Hazel.
Yeah. I'm driving right now, so I'm sorry I can't give you video. It's kind of dark in the cab.
No, man, that's fine. That's perfect. Audio is perfectly fine. We would rather you do that, you know, if you're not on a landline. helps with the broadcast because the bandwidth and power just has to fool with audio as opposed to pushing big raster pixels of video. So, how are you doing tonight, brother? You being safe?
Yeah, being safe. It's a little wet out here. We're driving around over here by the farm and stuff. So we're sliding around a little bit.
What state you're in?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Okay,
Ooh.
nice. We got California.
We're out here on the edge of Sacramento,
That's
out here in the rural area.
What y'all out there searching tonight, or y'all just?
Nah, we're kind of on a coyote hunt, making sure the coyotes don't get the babies tonight.
Yeah, nice. Well, you got that full moon tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So what is your take on Steve Isdahl, man, and how to hunt? What he stands for, and as well as his opinions about research.
Well, on the research part, it's kind of hard to say anything about that because I know people have had their personal experiences in seeing these guys. You know, it's hard to say. Anybody, can go out and look at them and find them, but anybody's open to their own opinion. But it's kind of harsh on the researcher side, I believe myself.
Yeah, and that's
somebody's got to do it.
Right. I totally get what Steve means. And really truly that's all he really sees is the infighting with some of these other groups and people who have wrote in and told him horror stories about other researchers screwing over people. So I guess I'd have that opinion too if I was just a hunting guy and not into really knowing the community better, knowing each individual group, so to speak. Let's see. We got Fletch here. Hey, Fletch.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
How are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining.
No problem, brother. Hey, Patrick.
And-
Christy.
Hey, Fletch.
And where are you calling from tonight?
Kitchener, Ontario, Canada.
Nice.
Oh, Canada. Hey.
Sweet. Hey, man, I want to thank you for all your help.
You guys are the best.
Nah, we appreciate that, though. Well, you kind of heard a little bit, if you've been in here. What's your take on Steve Isdahl on how to hunt, about his opinions of researchers, as well as what he's pushing as far as standing behind the ridiculed encounterees, so to speak? You there, Fletch?
Yeah, it froze up on me there. I don't know what happened.
What do you think about Steve?
I think he's doing awesome. He's got 80,000 followers now, and he's great. But I mean, like you said, you're on the right track where he's a hunting guy and a fishing guy, and that's what he's done all his life. And he's, the researchers are just his opinion, right? So it could probably an annoyance for him because
and that's what I'm saying. I totally get what he's talking about. Let's say I was a fisherman up there and I guided for ducks and fishing. But I had a number of people with the Sasquatch stuff and was in the position to take a stance on it, had the balls, and was an honest guy, just as he. And I started checking into a bunch of stuff. Well, really, I don't think he has the time to actually know each of the researchers and the decent communities of these.
For sure.
He's always out, and that's awesome.
Yeah. And like
who's-
I hear some of the opinions, and I think of you, or I think of Kerry Arnold, or Rick Wells. You know, good people, good honest people. Patrick, right? And you know, I can get somewhat offended by what he's saying, but at the same time, I just got to realize like where he's coming from and what he's doing. And I think if he met Kerry or met you or met Patrick, like face to face, had a coffee or some other beverage, I think it would be totally different.
Yeah,
Because his, you know,
I think so too. I think, well, he's presenting to the masses,
yeah, and
and that's what happens when you get massive. I mean, he's got a voice, so he's got to. You've a lot of people fall through the cracks, and I think a lot of the really good, hardworking, honest research groups, or
yeah,
let I even hate using that term. I wish there was another term. I keep trying to use investigators,
there you go. Explorers.
explorers, scouters. What's a better name than researchers for us? Hey,
Cryptid
D.
explorers.
We also have D Sims. What's going on, girl?
Howdy, howdy.
What's your take on Steve Isdahl?
Well, I agree with a lot of stuff that he says, except for the fact that, because I know one thing, he is not a researcher.
Right.
He said he's not interested. Okay, he said he's not interested in researching. He's not
Right.
interested in that part of it. He is a hunter. He has had experiences like the rest of us. Okay, so what he wants is he wants the community to stop fighting and the government to just admit that they exist and stop the garbage.
Right.
So on one aspect, I agree with him that the garbage needs to stop. People need to stop complaining and saying this person's stupid, this person's dumb, this person's a hoaxer, this person I don't agree with, and you're dumb because you believe in woo, or you're dumb because you. That stuff needs to stop, because you know
Right.
what?
It's
Not
gotta
everyone can
stop.
be at the same place at the same time, so they don't know. I think all of us that have had experiences have had our own experiences. And if you and I are sitting in the same room and we both saw the exact same thing, you'd explain it differently than I would.
Right.
It
I
creates
think
a problem that doesn't need to be there.
right. He can't get past. His thing is, if you've seen one, there's no reason for researching.
What
So,
is the research for
and
though?
and that's what he said. He's had 2 issues, so that's why his opinion is biased. It's biased to a very small percentage of people who have had an encounter, not a sighting, but an encounter, and having that opinion based on that small percentage, I don't know. It's just not really fair.
Well, what he's saying is, see, I'm looking at it this way. Okay, what he's saying is once you've seen one, you don't need any proof.
Right. You don't
And
need
nobody can
proof
talk
anymore.
about that. But you're not going to stand in front of a government and saying, look, I saw this. Now tell me how I'm going to get over with the way I
Well,
feel.
that's the first thing that I was saying. His
Yeah.
testimony of seeing 2 is again anecdotal.
Right. So
I mean, it's
no
no different than Patrick telling his story, or you with it's no different. So the government is going to take him serious, but not us.
No, but what he's also doing, what he's also not doing is he's also read a couple of the encounters where, which is not prevalent in his area, where they're going to come in and they're going to shut him down and tell him they're going to take your hard drive, we're going to shut down your how to hunt. You know, if you don't shut your mouth. They're not doing that. Why?
Well, yeah, because he's not a part of it.
Exactly. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not a
But he
researcher. He's
doesn't
not.
say anything on how to do this, though, either.
Well,
How do we do
okay,
it,
but
Steve?
the lady that had the Sasquatch in her yard and she shot it, they made her move.
Yeah.
Okay. They treated her so badly, she was afraid for her life and her children's
Yeah,
life,
move.
and she was moving. Why are they
Right.
not bothering Steve? because he's a public figure, and people choose to believe him or not believe him because he says, I don't care, uses all the foul language, says I'm not a researcher. So basically he's debunking himself right there on video, which is not what the rest of us are doing. We're trying to prove, or not, and we say we're not trying to prove, but yet we all have our own opinion of what's actually going on out there, and we try to help each other get through it. And there's a lot of places you can go to talk to people and just unload on what's happened to you. Okay, there's no clinics that are available that are going to help you get through this stuff. His content, his whole demeanor, his whole contention has nothing to do with the Bigfoot community. Nothing. Why is it an issue?
Well, and that's what I was saying. He doesn't know the groups that are good within the whole.
Because his comment about it not researchers not having a place, in his opinion, there are certain people out there that he knows about, he's seen, he either chooses to engage or chooses not to engage, and that's his personal opinion, and that's his right.
Right.
But just like any other community out there, community as we call it, he's doing the same thing that everybody else does. It says, oh, I want it to be a community, and people agree, but let's talk about those who are doing it wrong.
Right. What are we going to say, Patrick? Have at it.
I think you got to take what he says as a whole.
Right.
I don't think he was actually trying to
statement. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to bash anybody. I just think he was trying to get the point across of don't be stagnant, don't go in circles. You know.
Yeah, but you know what though? We have common sense to see through what he says. You yourself right there said, I really don't think he meant it bad. And I don't think he did either. But how many people aren't like us?
Well, I know there's a lot of people that are going to trash that.
I know.
But that's why I'm trying not to feed into it.
Yeah. And I apologize if that's what I said. That
no,
What I'm saying is I don't think he's bashing. I think he's saying the exact same thing that everybody else is saying.
Right. Just a
saying the same
aisle, different pew. Yeah. I get it. Any of you
he's
guys,
trying to get to
Rob and Fletch, I know y'all are in here still. Just jump in whenever y'all want to jump in. Cause it's getting heated and I can't see y'all, so
am I breaking
dive in whenever you want to start talking, and we'll shut up. You know.
Yes, sir. Not a problem.
Well, I like the fact that he's trying to put the responsibility back into the responsible party's laps, which is your government representatives.
Right.
But
how do we do that?
Like that? You're not going to get there. Not like that.
I'm dying to hear how we can do that.
Well, they won't even admit we have mountain lions in our area.
Well,
when I can go and track them in anywhere around here.
Yeah. Well, the story you told me about the bear thing. That's in the guy's a moron. That wildlife official is a complete moron.
He tried to treat me like a moron.
Yeah, I know. He had no idea who he was dealing with.
And I didn't tell him.
Authority on a power trip, that's all.
Yeah. It's just and that's another thing. We live in a world where people would rather slit your throat, take your money, and walk over you. Look, how many times have you seen on Fox News or a story a bunch of kids got in a fight right at a mall or a school? What do the other kids do? They take out their phones and start recording the people getting beat down instead of stopping it or stepping in for some poor nerd kid. That is sickening to me. That makes me. I want to be an animal. I'd rather be a mule when I see stuff like that. It makes me sick.
I want to be a Bigfoot. I want to be a Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. I'd rather be a Bigfoot. I don't know. I'm getting heated here.
What D says?
D says, please, I'm not saying I know this guy at all. I'm just saying so many are talking. Yeah, lady, we're there was no reason why you had to get out. We weren't saying that you were bashing him. There are a lot of people who are going to feel that way, is what we're trying to say. We, as educated, normal, everyday Joes and Janes, some of us can have the intellect and intuition to read into things and hear it as a whole and get the message and drop the things that don't really mean anything. I don't think he's bashing us. I think his point is we're useless. It's useless to research based on his opinion, based on the opinion of the people who have had the encounters of who he speaks to.
She said you would because you were breaking up.
Well, yeah, but I doubt he's aware of some of the breakthroughs in observer behaviors and their tendencies. I doubt he's aware of any of that.
Well, there's also a level to, regardless of how small of a researcher or investigator or explorer you are, if you take it serious and you do put boots on the ground and spend a lot of time doing this, work the angles, I think you're going to find out that for some strange reason here in 2019, 2020, for some reason, these creatures seem to be, more people are coming. It's either that more people are finally starting to come forward, or there's an increase in these creatures making themselves aware. Sure, there is some that mess up, but I don't think they mess up a lot. I don't think Sasquatch messes up too much, but the occasional sighting across on the road, a mess up. But I think these things are making themselves aware more often than they have. Now, does that say there's a population explosion with them, or does that just say they're coming out of the shadows a bit more? Don't know.
Or they could be getting used to us.
What, Big Rob?
They could be getting used to us.
Or getting sick of us. I would.
When you have, in my experience, it's kind of like in Mississippi when we kept finding those smaller tracks.
Yeah.
They are procreating. There are more of them. There's definitely more of us, and there's definitely a smaller world for them to live in.
Right.
Okay. It's eventually, our two worlds are eventually going to collide to where you cannot deny it anymore.
Yeah.
And second thing, how do I grow a beard like that? I mean, I love his beard.
You look like the lead singer of Alabama. I bet you've been told that.
Well, my beard curls.
Play me some mountain music, Big Rob. Come on.
I can't grow mine straight. I look like a Brillo pad, you know.
Hey, mine does this kind of like his grows down. Mine does stuff like this, up and stuff.
I told my kids that I'm part Sasquatch because I got hair. I can make it grow all the way to the back here.
Oh man,
back hair.
So, Rob, what's just the general gist of Sasquatch in and around the communities and areas that you're in, the circles that you run in? What's the consensus of just the state of Sasquatch over in California where you're at?
Well, usually we don't get no aggressive encounters. Usually you get roadside or a sighting of them crossing through a path. Nothing really aggressive's happened over here in a long time. Yeah. But you usually get a lot of roadside if you're going up 50 towards Tahoe or towards Mount Shasta. You'll get some stuff like that. But yeah, they're not really down here too much. They're usually up the hill a little bit, probably about an hour away from me.
What's your interest in Bigfoot? Have you had a sighting, encounter, or are you just intrigued?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my granddaddy, he was a forest ranger, and I used to get shipped off to him for the summer. And my uncle's a forest ranger in another state, so I get shipped off to him for the summer. So I'd see all kinds of weird stuff, and he told me that it was a prospector, that it was just an old prospector up there yelling at me, and I never really got it till I was older.
Yeah.
And then I figured out when he used to take us camping, I started looking at the maps, and I'm like, man, we went camping at every hot spot. I was wondering if he was using me for bait. So, I was like, man, so it all started coming together as me being older, being interested in it, that all these sightings happened almost everywhere we went camping. And it was always me and him hiking. He loved to hike. He loved the buttes. He loved Mount Shasta. We probably touched every trail, every logging road in that whole mountain.
Man, that's
So
awesome.
I had the whole summer.
That's how I would have loved to have grown up doing that during the summer. You're very fortunate.
Yeah, we'd stay out there for like 3 months.
That's awesome.
We loved it. So
And
me and him.
that was your dad or your grandpa?
That was my grandpa.
Yeah.
So he's the one that kind of just, took me out in the wilderness, and I never really knew what it was. He always kind of kept it to himself. I knew he knew what it was.
Yeah.
I always had this feeling that he knew what it was because the way he would act when something smelled changed or any kind of tracks. I was always like, "What's that big old track? That's somebody barefoot walking up here." And there ain't nobody barefoot walking up there. There's all kinds of thorns and snakes. He always blew it off as some prospector. He always told me he was
He probably did that.
Miner guy.
Yeah, he didn't want to scare you, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking so. But, as I got older and thought more and more about it, I was like, man, it was a Bigfoot, and it had to be.
Do you go out there hiking? Do you still go out there hiking to some of the same places your grandpa took you?
I haven't been out there in a while, but I've been planning to go. I've been wanting to go back up there and take
Go bring your kids, man.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. So Fletcher, what's your involvement, or what's the state of Sasquatch up in Ontario?
Well, I'm in southwestern Ontario, and if you ask me, I don't think I think human progress has driven them north. I think
further north.
Well, yeah, you gotta have. They could be around here, but they'd be traveling through. I think up north where they've got thousands of acres of woods would be more of a desirable spot for them, I would think. Not that they wouldn't come down here hunting. I mean, my hometown is an hour south, and I forget when it was, but there was a sighting down there. Some guy walking along a popular trail called the Elgin Trail, and it heard something in the woods. He said one came out, walked out on the trail, looked at him, and just kept on trucking. It was going somewhere, and it floored the guy.
Yeah.
It was in the local paper, I guess, and that was it.
Now, do y'all have a lot of, like, they have the BFRO with their sightings and stuff like that. Do y'all have sightings there in Canada, like a database of sightings?
Well, I think it would be the BFRO site you would go and look at.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah. As far as up here, it's not as good. That's
Yeah.
why I watch you guys. Like, we've got Steve Isdahl on the West Coast, but he doesn't. He's limited.
Right.
As far as having something around here, I don't know. I mean, and I'm not going to talk to Todd Standing. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Ruger Ridge. Hey, he's got an opinion, and we all have one, don't we? I sub to Steve and watch every video. Hang on every word. He claims he has something in the works that will put the subject to rest. But in the meantime, he's making fun of us, period. And in a way, you're right. For as much as I think he's not bashing us, I think in another way he may be. I I don't know. Now, Big Rob, did we ask you what's your take
Hold
on
on, you're breaking up.
Steve?
Hold on a second.
All right, damn it. I'm just glad we had a few
There
people.
you are. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
I shut the video off so you guys can hear me, but here's
Okay. What's your take on Steve? Did I ask you that already? Yeah.
yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't remember. I got 1,000 things going on. I'm moderating, looking in the chat, trying to get Five Hazel. If you're still there, I'm so sorry, gal, but every time you came on, it just locked up. Perhaps we can try. We can try again.
You said they were a phone number to call.
Yeah, but we might do that at a different time. It is it's somewhat of a painstaking deal to do the phone call. I mean, I know how to do it, but I mean, I literally have to pull some nerding tech out of my butt to get a phone call from a cell phone and put it through and get the audio to work through StreamYard. There, I do it, but it's tough. Oh, we lost Rob.
I'm still here. Sorry.
So Fletch, who are you pulling for in the soon to be coming playoffs in hockey? Who do you think is going to get in there? Who's your group?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. That's
Huh?
a tough one.
Yeah, I know.
I tend to follow the lower level, the OHL, more than I do the NHL.
Oh,
Because-
really? So is that like Hamilton and stuff like that?
Yeah, Kitchener. They got the Kitchener Rangers. My friend has season tickets,
Okay.
and quite often on Friday we'll go and check it out. And at least they're still trying, eh? They're not filthy spoiled bastards like we got now, right? In the
Yeah,
NHL.
take off, you hoser. Straight
Yeah, I'm
through.
sorry. I didn't mean to swear
Hey.
there.
No. You're fine. It's all right to get a little heated on my channel. Things come out. You know, I've done that child thing that YouTube's coming up with. So my channel's not made for kids. So
Nope.
um,
Hey, I'm a kid.
we do our best to, keep it clean. The occasional cuss word that pops out, hey, we're just normal people here. That's all it is.
It
But
happens.
no, I'm a Southerner that really enjoys hockey. I got into it in 7th grade. Actually played in a roller hockey league in Mobile when I went to a short stint of college there. But
Come
I
on up.
follow it. I love the Blues and the Colorado Avalanche and the Predators. I kind of like the expansion teams, but
Well, they're all good teams.
see, I followed the Nordiques first, and then they went to Colorado because I love Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg.
Yeah.
They were my biggest fans.
That's it.
I was their biggest fan. Wait, who's that?
Matt said he's only 11. Keep it clean. Matt, you're crazy.
Big Rob, you there?
If I knew how to.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh,
What,
go ahead.
Fletch? Go ahead.
If I knew how to do stuff technically, like you and Chris, myself and my wife are brain injury survivors, right? So with technology, I'm not the best at it. I'm surprised I did this.
Well, hey,
but if I could
email
start
me.
something, then you could get reports and better reports and up-to-date reports, because like the one I told you about in my hometown,
Right, yeah, the
outside
one in the
my
newspaper.
that was off. I think that was off the BFRO, and you read other ones, but you want to find something local. At least, the groups and communities down there, like you guys, are getting stuff out there, right?
Right.
And that's what's most important. Everybody's got to stick together and take it for what it is, right? I think there's a lot of communities or Bigfoot channels or whatever that are talking cooperation, and they want to avoid the backstabbing and that type of thing.
Yeah.
And you just got to find a way to weed them out, right?
Right. No, but hey, if you need help with something tech wise, email me. See, this is one thing that people don't get. If you want to get in touch with me, go to the website. My email is there. Or on YouTube, if you go to the About section of the channel, my email is there too. Email me, and then we'll exchange numbers. I've done that with what's his name? Oh God, Hiker Dave. He's tech. He just does not. He does not do well with technology. So him and I have conversed a lot over the phone and try to help him do. In fact, I did some videos on how to. Poor thing was running out of space constantly on his phone, and some people, YouTube is a vast ocean.
Oh yeah.
And really and truly, if you aren't savvy enough to recognize certain keywords that you need to help yourself find things, you will be lost forever searching for something that you want to search for.
I know that feeling.
So the key is literally putting in the keywords correctly that you need. So it was a basic thing. He wanted to know how to get all his videos off his internal storage of his Android device and put that on an SD card that he had plugged in. Well, one of the things that was driving him nuts is he had to format the SD card first. So that step was being skipped when he popped it in. And no one knows, but you're supposed to eject the SD card from your Android phone before you even pull it out, because it can corrupt your card. So we went through the whole deal, and finally he was able to manage and do a copy from internal to external SD and move that stuff out the way, and then eject the card, take the card out, put it in your computer, then start watching your stuff. And then he recently called me about how to work his audio recording, which I need to do a video on that too. I haven't done a good Squatch Tech video in a while.
You're a busy man.
Huh?
You're a busy man.
Yeah, busy with work and kids and homework again. I'm in the 5th and 8th grade now again.
You got your priorities set. That's good.
Yeah. But let's see. We got any questions? What time is it? Jesus, it's 10:11. Patrick, do you need to go? I know man, we really had fun tonight. I mean, I had a great time tonight. We need to do this more often, where we get folks to come on a little bit more. I'm glad to talk to you, Fletch. Big Rob, I know you went out. Oh wait, hey, sorry about that, Rob.
I'm in a bad area. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So hey, did you get any coyotes there tonight, or?
Well, I'm looking.
What are you looking with? Are you using thermals or are you using night vision?
No, we just drive around the edges and see. You'll kind of hear them come first. You'll hear a couple of yaps and stuff, and then we'll go towards them.
Wait, this is what Matt Niven said. Hey, leave it to Mad Matt to come up with this. Scott, this has been a fun. Oh no, wait, that's not it. Where? Scott, I need help with my toaster. My phone is stuck in it. Matt, dude, I can't help you. Just stick your hand in the other slot, brother. That's all the help that I can give you.
Use a fork. Matt. Use your good eye.
Matt is terrible. Fifth Hazel says, I got a sledgehammer. Matt. Oh, I love Mad Matt. Who we're gonna have to get him on one night for a bunch of laughs. We'll have a Bigfoot Explorer comedy hour. It'll be us, Patrick, Rick Wells from Woodward Farm, Mad Matt, and there's somebody else that's funny. Kind of.
Let me know when, because I'm gonna find one of those beards that hang over.
Yeah, we'll all get dressed up. We'll put the teeth and wigs in, and we'll just have a fun night, just like this.
Yeah.
I done goddamn too.
So wait, Rob, you're out there by yourself?
No, I got my daughter with me. She's kind of camera shy. She's over in the other seat.
Ah, okay. So
but she's giggling cool, and laughing at me.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Your daughter's out with you hunting coyotes, dude.
Yeah, she's my chaperone.
Good deal. SoCal Forest Ninja SRT says, leave it to Matt, the one with the eyeball in his butt.
Wash it regularly.
He said,
wash it,
he
exactly.
Said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't got wine.
Oh, wait, look, Louisiana prepper, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit. I'm in contact with them from time to time. She and her husband have some issues going on. And this is what she had to say. I will send you a recording we captured a couple of nights ago. We can't identify it. Sure, have at it. Please send that to us. You can get to me at bigfootexplorer.com. I think you guys have my email, Prepper.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Did you want to include the last scout I did and the picture of the track?
Yeah, we can do that if you want. Let me see. Why don't you tell? I'll set this up and then I'll let you talk while I'm trying to get all these photos. So what happened when I got sick and all of us weren't able to go to the Central Louisiana Recon mission? Yes, Steve, we call it a mission, or we call it a scout. Patrick had cabin fever, so he took one of his good tracking buddies, and they went down to a spot that I picked out. So I really didn't think too much of it, kind of a needle in a haystack. I know I did a lot of work, good week's worth of mapping, and gave him the spot.
We used all the criteria that we usually use when we're doing an aerial, kind of pinpoint an area from aerial maps. And the crud going around Louisiana, you know, the crud, I called it, Scott had it. It had a negative impact on our team. So I got to feeling better, and I picked up my tracking partner. We go down to Central Louisiana, a couple hours south, and do some tracking in this area that Scott had picked out. Scott said, "Hey, at this area was reported by a woman that her and all of her family members had been growled and grunted at night within a 3.5 hour period as they went outside to use the restroom. This makes the restroom. So Scott got on there and picked out a road, says, hey, go down this road, take some videos, tell me what's there. And so my tracking partner and I, we drive down. I actually I lost my map. I didn't have enough broadband width, so I contacted Scott. I said, hey, Scott, am I on this road? He says, yes, you're on the road. So we take a hike back in there on the back side of this. There's a series of swamps in there, and we're on the back side of this ridge, and we're tracking along. And I'm just scouting the topography in the area and just getting, good areas to do tracking. I'm not actually looking to find anything, but when I start getting down towards the backside, I start finding disturbances in the leaves, and they're large disturbances, and there's about 7 of them, and I'm just snapping pictures of the disturbances in these leaves. And when I get to the end of this trail, this little trail, there's a tree break and another trail crossing that end of the trail, and there's a travel way that these tracks have come up. And then I found one really good track, and I snapped a picture of it, and I sent the video and the picture to Scott. And it was an interesting find. It really was. The picture was a foot-shaped leaf infestation track of about 16 to 17 inches long. And there was a series of them in this area. And so I'm excited to get to go back and do an actual full recon on the area.
Okay, we got them. So let's take a look. Now, this is something you told them about the criteria. I know Patrick's always had that 3 attributes criteria to look for when you're studying your aerial photography, and that is absence of man, water, and game species. And then I introduced 2 more, being elevation and what was the other one that I said? Elevation.
Well, there's elevation. There's elevation overlooking water.
Yeah.
Elevation.
Absence of man, game species. Oh, and habitat diversity, meaning kind of pine forest that goes into low bottom land, swampland, hardwoods that have more diversity in your forest area. Put together with those 4. Those 5 criteria is what we look for on an aerial map. So that's what I was doing for about a week, and then while I was sick, and I picked out this spot. And what the hell is my point now that I'm trying to say? I've done lost it. I'm loony tonight. I'm gonna share the screen, and so this was like a needle in a haystack. So I just find this place, and this is what you find. Okay. Let's see. So this one, I can't really tell. It's like it's right up in here, Patrick.
Yeah.
This one's iffy, right? I mean, this is it kind of looks like sideways.
Something stepped there. Yeah. I was just walking down the trail, snapping pictures of disturbances that was on the travel way.
Right. So we would call this inconclusive, though.
It's an inconclusive leaf litter trap.
Right. So we're not saying this is one. We're saying it's inconclusive. But these are the things that start alerting us. So let's go to the next one. This is the area. You can tell that we're elevated. He's on a massive ridge overlooking an area with, it looks somewhat marshy and has some water. This was another one. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Is that the good one?
That's not the good one yet.
Here it is. This is the good one. This is the imprint.
So we go. Could be a better one than that.
Now, you literally have to see this imprint. Now, there's no dirt, okay? It's all leaves, but look how the leaves are smashed down. This is perfect. This is a left foot, right? Wouldn't you say this is a left foot, Patrick? Patrick?
Looks like a right foot, actually. I'm going to send you something. Foot? I'm going to send you something real quick.
Yeah, send it. So, but what, and I can't zoom in on this because this is in Messenger, and I hate their thing. You just can't zoom in. But what Patrick and I were talking about is when the leaf litter, if you're an outdoorsman, okay,
You should have it.
and you get into it's leaf off, it's winter, and it's just dry, and there's tons of leaves, right? When you walk, let's say you're 150 pounds all the way up to 250 pounds. If you look behind you, you generally will not leave any impression as you walk through this thick 2 to 3 inch duff layer of leaves. Now, what is heavy enough to make that? This is a very good imprint.
I just sent you a better one.
All right, let me see.
All right, and as I'm 248. I'm 248. I walked through there. You couldn't really tell where I walked. You couldn't tell where I walked. You know, with my foot impressions in the same leaf litter. These impressions were 3 times deeper, at least, than what I did.
So you just sent it?
Yeah, it's in messages. Send me messages.
Yeah. Hold on. There it is.
Yeah. That's 16 to 17 inches. You can see my boot is a 13.
Yeah, it's the right foot. This is the right foot.
Yeah.
This is the better one, yeah. Yeah, but even that other one I had, that was a pretty good one too.
Yeah.
That other track that I was just showing, how far away was it from this track?
Oh, they were, 4 feet. That was a travel way.
Yeah.
I mean, it was left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, walking on this side of the trail.
Hey, Patrick, do you have like a fan on or something that's blowing on the computer? Who could that be?
Cow hunt.
Huh?
I think it's from a cow hunt.
Yeah, Rob, you've got some kind of wind or something blowing in.
Okay, sorry, I was driving. Sorry, I'll mute my mic.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean this track, the fact that you found those tracks there, and I wanted to go over some of those other ones.
Well, we haven't even got to the creepy part yet.
Well, yeah, I know. So, but let me show them a few more things, guys. Look at that track. You saw the one before that as well. Let me do this. I don't want them to see all the other crap that I got to go through to get to the other one. Let's see. Come on. It takes a while to get to it.
But even for that's just a pre-scout. That was just looking and going in and finding a travel way, tracks, a tree break where it was crossing the trail, and then the ending result of it while I was trying to get out.
So this was interesting to me as well.
Yeah, that was 2 sticks, 2 little saplings that were growing together.
Yeah.
The shorter one is completely broke off and fuzzed. The top one is the larger part of it is broke off and fuzzed, and there was a smaller fork that they left there. That was left there, not broke off. Not saying what did it, but it was on a travel path that had those tracks that I tracked on it. Yeah, that track right there was about 6 feet from those broken saplings.
And you said that was about 15 to 16 inches?
That was 16 to 17 inch track. And
there was more than one there, folks. This is them looking. Again, you can see the elevation, how we picked the elevation going down into this swamp. This is the area that I mapped out. This is a video of the area. Small, beautiful place. I mean, squatchy as hell.
Yeah, I'm on the trail when I'm videoing that. Where the broken saplings are.
Yeah, yeah.
That trail comes around the edge of that ridge and crosses up there where my tracking partner is, and that's where the broken sticks were.
Yeah.
And you see those stobs or stumps with, they're like dark little, just pushed over stobs of remnants of trees.
Wait, it's towards the end, right?
They were just kind of dotted on the forest floor here and there. You know,
Like
that
right
there.
there. Right.
That
there.
was what was being thrown at me while I was trying to get out of there. The wood off of one of those was landing in the trail right in front of me, 3 foot in front of me. You know, I tried to debunk it as a stick, but it wasn't a stick. You know, I'm like, did a stick fall out of the sky? You know, what's doing this? It's actually the brown chunks of one of those rotten little stumps.
Right.
And so I don't know how a piece of stump this big, the size of my thumb or bigger, can fall out of the sky and land in front of me. And I wasn't on, you know, there was further elevation up above me, you know,
Right.
and that's the direction it was coming from.
Well, hey, Rob and Fletch, their mics are off. We're probably gonna start. Does anybody else have any questions or want to put their 2 cents in? I really wish we had some more of those comments about the Steve deal. When we were talking about it, a lot of people had some good things. Kind of went to the wayside. Well, hey, Fletch and Rob, I want to thank y'all for coming on tonight, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Do it again. Hey, send me a message or something if y'all ever get anything. Fletch, if you get something in Canada and want to chat about it, let us know.
You know me. I'm Ken Fletcher.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So we got messengers. So
yeah.
You
sure
guys have a great night. It's 11:30 now. So
thanks for joining us, Ken.
All right. See you, Chrissy, Patrick, Rob. Take care.
Thanks,
Big Rob.
Hey,
bye. Sci-fi.
Y'all do the same thing, okay, Big Rob? Y'all stay safe on them roads.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good night.
You guys have a good night.
Well, that was awesome.
Robert D. I haven't personally seen a black cat. I watched a black cat on video from a farm up in Pennsylvania. Seems like an expert said that it's not actually a panther. It's some kind of jaguar that comes out of Mexico and makes their way up in here. All the cats I've seen have been a tan color.
Yeah. I've never had the privilege of a big cat. I mean, mine are bobcats.
They're beautiful. They're large. They're beautiful.
Well,
and they'll meow like a house cat. I had one come right there, right next to me, looking, and that's when they're looking for their cub. I didn't realize at the time what she was doing, but she come by me going meow, and she was looking for a cub. She went right by me, never even saw me, never smelled me, never checked up.
Southern Cal's got it right. That's exactly what we said. He says, I'm 200 pounds. I can't even see where I walked in the substrate like that. Exactly. And with Patrick, I don't know if he mentioned that but when we were on the phone, he's like, Scott, I know the duff and layer of these leaves that are here. I can't even see my own footprints. We can't even see other, if any hunters were actually in here with boots. There's no boot prints. So, and really and truly, whatever it was, it had weight, right, to make that imprint. Not only that, but it had enough weight that if you and I step on something, eventually it kind of just springs back up. That stuff didn't spring back up. So it could have been a case of, were the leaves crunched, or was it there very close to when they were there and just made it to where it was down, and those leaves haven't just sprung back up yet.
They weren't old tracks.
Oh, were they?
They were not old tracks.
Oh, they weren't old tracks.
They were not old tracks.
Right. Yeah, that's something else. Yeah, we need to get with Prepper. Remember I told you a little bit about that North Arkansas area? That's what Prepper was talking about. That's that area.
I actually have a lead on some land in North Arkansas that has had several sightings and encounters.
Wait, North Arkansas?
Yeah, well, yeah, north.
Long way.
Yeah, it's pretty good ways up there.
Yeah.
Somewhere close, some around Hamilton or somewhere around there. I know exactly where. I would have to talk to this person and really see, if she would even want me to go along, much less anything else.
Yeah.
You know? But I know this person goes up there and has plans to go up there this coming summer. And I'm not really sure what she's planning. She's kind of sort of getting into trying to, catch something. And, but I don't know how far she wants to take it.
Right. Well, keep a handle on it. Well, that's gonna
Michael Miller.
Michael Miller's got a pretty good question too. I wonder what these creatures do when it's this cold. Maybe they huddle together to keep warm. There's no telling. I think they hunker down. Yeah.
Build a nest like
put things over them.
I think in the nocturnal times when the temperatures are really low, I think they're moving. I think they're going and moving. They keep moving. They keep their metabolism up.
Well, especially if they're hunting at night, though, too. Yeah. That would make sense. Keep their metabolism going, because we all know, when you're at rest, you get out of the vehicle and you're standing. You may have you're bundled up, but you're freezing cold. But if you have to do any work outside, you'll be shedding that jacket quick. Same thing for them if they're out doing something, hunting, whatever they do at night.
Well, the important thing
that would answer a lot why we don't see them, because we're doing exactly the opposite. They're active at night and sleep during the day, and we're up during the day and sleep at night.
Look at Barb's. She thinks that they go underground. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but where do they go underground in Louisiana, though? Louisiana Prepper says Southwest Arkansas. Yep, we know, gal. Drink heavily. Wait, what's boots on the ground? I think they go underground. Yeah, I mean that's been thrown around a lot. I think they're opportunists. I think they'll use whatever they can. I think here in the South, there are certain things that they got to do different, though. I mean, I don't know.
Well, what about if they hunker down inside of like that kind of gorge thing that we saw in Area 1?
Yeah, well, that's just like the gorge area or that big tree that was over.
Yeah, in Mississippi.
Remember the trees in Mississippi, but the one in Area 1 too, remember?
Yeah. Yes, there was.
I mean, that's perfect places to get into.
Look at this.
Louisiana Prepper says, left them a dead hog, 200 pounds, and it disappeared overnight.
Mm.
That's a bit odd. Definitely, Prepper. I keep waiting on y'all to.
Send your
Yeah, come on. Let's do a show. They're covered in hair, of course.
Yep.
It's probably yeah.
She said it vanished without a trace.
Yeah, 200-pound hog.
I think his name. Do you know Jeff Meldrum, Patrick? I think he did a show down here, and about the Honey Island swamp monster. He found like 2 hogs with their throats slit, no bite marks, no nothing, and they were laying down. And he went back to go to the same area the next day, and they were both gone. And he found an old skull.
That he found a skull too, a hog skull.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Did you get it?
he has
I had one left for me.
bought a truck.
where I
Mhm.
parked.
Weird.
But I was just out of the hospital fighting staph, and I was not in a mood to deal with something
Nasty
that
like
might have bacteria.
Right.
You know, I was really just, no bacteria around me for a long time.
It's the time to bash Steve again. Hell,
that.
whatever y'all want to do, this was an open roundtable discussion tonight, generally about what's going on with us, Bigfoot Explorer, where the hell we've been, where we're planning on going. We might as well say it. We're going to the recon mission soon, in the next few weekends. That's all we're gonna say. So we're gonna have some video sometime soon. Probably be, hey, you know what? It might actually be a Christmas present. Aha! Bigfoot Explorer, give you the present. Aha!
Bigfoot Explorer Christmas Special.
Yes, that's what we're gonna call it.
Join us for a Christmas special.
Bigfoot Explorer.
If not, we'll be wearing the Santa hat and the beard.
Yeah, we'll do the Santa hat. We are getting braver about coming forward about the subject. Steve has helped. Prepper, that's good. And we're not, I kid a lot. Y'all take your time. I think you understand by now that we definitely respect your anonymity. Just hang in there.
Yeah, that was what Barb says.
When you're ready to share, if you'd like to share it with us, that's great. Or anybody else. Wait, who?
Well, she said take your vitamins.
I know. I've been taking Airborne. I chew those like candy. They say you can have up to 4 or 6 a day, so I've been trying that. I don't take a multivitamin. Can y'all recommend a multivitamin? Because I've tried 2 brands. The latest one I tried was what's the one for men? Once a day for men. No, I've tried Centrum and 1 a day for men, and I am nauseous. And I'm so busy in the morning, I can't eat. I got 2 kids.
Just a piece of bread.
Huh?
Just a piece of bread.
Look at this.
But man, I take them things and I just get nauseous, man. They nasty.
I take 2 of them a day.
Which ones you take?
I take Centrum Complete.
You need to be taking Centrum Silver.
I thought about Geritol.
Actually, I do. I got the silver.
Oh, I'm there too.
No, but I just
Hey,
keep
try
finding
V8.
one.
Try V8.
Oh, I love V8. That's a good idea. Start drinking V8 again. I used to drink that as a kid a lot.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand
Put
it.
a girl in a nice elf suit. Yeah. Hey, we know why Robert D subscribes now. Oh, Robert, we just kidding with you, man.
You can bring your peekaboo wranglers.
Yeah. Here's something for y'all. Go on YouTube and do a search for Peekaboo Wranglers with Will Ferrell. It's a Saturday Night Live skit that they did. And if you have a sick humor like we do, put a Depends on before you watch it. You will laugh.
I'm waiting for them to come out with the camo pants with a peekaboo.
A camo peekaboo, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's what I want. So I can do the YouTube. You know, I can do the while you're tracking me. Yeah, while you're tracking me, you can see the heart shape.
Yeah, these peekaboo pants are for men to show their butt cleavage. Instead of boob cleavage, it's butt cleavage for men.
They got heart shapes.
Whale tail. They got whale tail, the keyhole, and the football.
I told her to get one with the Bigfoot print.
Yeah, you're right, Todd. I definitely agree with you. Any type of vital almost make you puke on an empty stomach. It does me the same way. And I can't eat in the morning. I'm just
a piece of head.
I'm just not hungry. Look what Matt. This is what Matt does.
Careful what you eyeballing now.
I take a multivitamin for women. They're cheaper. Oh my God!
Christy has me imaged in a camo.
Oh, you photoshopped him in the peekaboo? Oh, we got to do that.
No.
Hey, I got that picture of when you're taking a leak in the woods. That'd be a perfect one to photoshop.
That would not be cool at all.
Perfect backside view with jeans on.
That would not be cool.
I wouldn't do that to you, brother.
I mean, you could. There's no way you can recreate the hair. I mean, you just can't.
Hey, I have no butt cleavage. You'd have to part the ass wig out of the way, the ass toupee that I got back there.
And I can testify to that due to an unscheduled mooning. I can definitely testify to that.
Yeah. Hey, if you wear peekaboo Wranglers, that's the reason to get the shittings.
Oh my God!
Hey, I thought Sasquatch beat us to camp because we pull up, the door flies open. I'm sitting there, I look down, look up, and I see this big hairy Sasquatch ass out there, and I said, "Oh my God!"
Oh my God! This is
You're lucky I don't run a camera. You're lucky I don't run a camera because
oh, that's funny.
Oh my God! Peekaboo Wranglers.
I'm telling you, look, before y'all go to bed, YouTube Peekaboo Wranglers, Will Ferrell, and it will be the perfect top off if y'all have had a good time tonight to watch. Prepper, thank you. She's wrote in. Y'all have helped us feel better about ourselves on the property. Well, thank you. I'm glad you have. That's really. I know.
Patrick, did you get full moon? Camo thongs. Unscheduled mooning. You take appointments.
I know, Prepper. If you watch us, we're serious about what we do, but we don't take ourselves so seriously that we can't have
Fun.
A few laughs every once in a while. Because if you got to stick up your ass 24/7 doing these videos, it's tough to watch sometimes. It really is tough to watch some groups.
And
it's easy for us because we're goofballs at heart. But when we get out there, I mean, what y'all don't see is me on the computer for a week with a blank screen, and by the time it's done, it's lit up with so much stuff that we want to go look at. Patrick takes his time off and goes down there with a buddy. I mean, that was a drive for him to do a day or two there just to do a mini recon. And when he gets there, he found tracks. So, that all that little bit of stuff also gives us confidence that our combination on these 5 things that we look for to find particular areas to go in, I think we're getting good at that, or at least decent. The fact that you had those tracks and something threw something at you, and did you tell them once they threw whatever it was got thrown at you, y'all left immediately?
Yeah, we got out of the area.
Yeah, it wasn't like something fell out the tree and and then you keep going. No, it was a feeling of how in the hell
Dread.
Yeah, and I mean they had rifles.
Well, that's like
So,
when we went out on the other expedition when I got the rock thrown at me.
Yeah, it was odd too. It's. I can see why people say it's the ignorance of other people, and I don't mean to be rude. Really, that word is not a bad word. It is a factual word. If you are ignorant to what's there, then you just don't know. You have no idea to look for it. You're not thinking about that at all. You're there to be doing something else. Your mind is focused on what you're doing. And I think there's a lot to be said for people who have become aware of this. The footprints they are an enigma to me because I'm not easily swayed. And, before these footprints with all the, the structures and the X's and I'm like, oh, God, it kind of started making me sick. I think there are some factual proof there with some structures, but I think a lot of structures get mistaken for Bigfoot work.
Like that tree that you found, remember?
There's a lot of debunking I do with every structure that we come to. I will sit there and I will debunk it from hell. But when it comes to those tracks, I mean, the partial ones that we say are inconclusive, I write those off. But then right in the same line, you come across one where you see the toe prints and the heel and the outline. That's just, it's not a boot. It's not a round. That's really kept me going. And I consider myself lucky to have witnessed that both at your place and now in Mississippi and now in a new place in Louisiana.
Yeah, see, that's part of it. How do you debunk?
I don't know how you debunk tracks.
6-inch up to 17 and bigger tracks in multiple areas, all barefooted, all with 5 toes, with heels.
Yeah.
How do you debunk that? Now, and I don't care if you didn't hear a whoop. I don't care if you hear.
Steve would say, well, that's all you're going to get from now until the day you die.
No, it's not. Because
mathematics.
Well,
process of elimination and getting better at our craft.
Yeah. When you understand what bothers them, what raises their eyebrow, what makes them come to you, you're never going to chase one of these down, I don't think. I think you can track up behind one if he lets you, because I've done that several times. I've tracked up behind them until they yelled at me. I tracked up behind one until I got something thrown at me. But I don't think you're going to chase one down. I think knowing what raises their eyebrow, what's going to pull them to you, that helps greatly.
Right.
And I've done a lot of research on that.
I know, brother. Louisiana Prepper says finding broken switch cane placed in an X in a barbed wire fence. So I guess it's almost weed. And if you know what switch cane is, that I guess you're saying, I mean, it's not an area where switch cane is growing all along the barbed wire fence. Because if that's not the case, and then there's switch cane from someplace else and then put into the fence weaved, if that's what you mean, yeah, that's very odd.
SoCal.
Yeah. He says throwing things is a test of if they are ready. By them, you leave the area, you're not ready. What does he mean by that?
Well, it depends.
He's saying when they throw something at you,
They want you to leave.
they're wanting to know if you are ready for them.
No.
I'm thinking maybe now. I kind of play it differently. In my group, they know I know, and I know they know, and so when they come around, I'll give them their personal space. I won't try to impede on them, but at the same time, I'll let little Sam close to me so he can observe and do what he wants to do. But I have had things thrown at me in aggression. They weren't testing me; they were telling me to get out of here now.
Yeah. Well, I think you, just like anything else, and any other living creature, without speaking a word or uttering a chutter or a clack or a call or whatever they do.
Well, a lot of times
you can sense body language. You can sense inflection of whether you toss a pine cone by you or you
hum it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know.
This is like a crowd.
So Louisiana Prepper says you were correct. Woven in, no cane within 15 feet. Damn. It's crazy.
Well, if I'm in an area for a potential mission, whether it's mine or Bigfoot Explorer, I'm gonna do my best to not let them in that I know, because as long as I don't know, nothing changes. The moment that they know I know, everything changes.
Yeah.
And so I don't want them to know I know, and before I go in there and do some kind of experiment.
Right. So that's kind of why the best defense for yourself, if you find yourself in an aggressive situation where you can't see them but you feel scared, it's to act as if you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, unless they're just breathing down your neck and coming.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. But I said, like, they're out of sight, but something gets thrown and you duck and it hits a tree, or you're hearing growls or roars that are getting closer.
Yeah.
3 knocks.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. The best thing for you to do is to slowly but steadily ignore and walk out immediatly.
Yeah, don't act like you're panicking.
Yeah, don't act like you're
don't look in their direction. Look up, appreciate a tree, and just keep pushing forward till you get out of the area. Because I had a 6-foot limb that was thrown over the top of a cypress tree, and that cypress tree was probably 35 feet tall.
Yeah.
It threw it over the cypress tree and came down. And I'm talking a limb as long as me, about that big around.
Damn.
So, yeah, that wasn't a test. I think it's multi-purposed.
Lady in the Woods says, when I got growled at, I backed off slowly but kept looking that way. Hey, whatever works, because you know what?
They probably knew you knew.
Yeah. I think hers did. I think she can. Walking backwards isn't fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go on this next Central Louisiana expedition. I'm excited just from the area.
I want to go. I want to go to both swamp ridges. Both.
Yeah.
I want to go up there more. I know.
You know,
I'm excited too.
I'm trying to figure out if we can just go set up a say a second night. Just go set up a lantern and sit under it with all their backs to one another, and just sit there and see and knock and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Kind of like a stakeout, but knock session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I am. I like that idea, Patrico.
Look what Matt said.
Matt says, I had fist side rocks thrown at me. I got the heck out of there backwards. Yeah.
Tell Patrick where Matt's from.
Matt's in Australia.
He's got the yowie.
Yeah.
The owie yowie.
Hey, go watch his YouTube channel. He's used to it, but those woods there.
Oh, pretty.
I mean, they are some strange bush. I'm serious.
I watched
one place we went to was like, I mean, it was like Pandora from that movie Avatar. Really, man. I thought I was on Pandora.
He's down under in the bush.
I recently watched an episode of Boogeyman that was in Australia that were tracking yowies.
I'm fascinated by the Australia woods, like the woods, the forests, the woods, not really the grass, but the woods there. There's guys, if y'all are interested, I watch all kind of crazy stuff on YouTube. There's a guy, go check out Aqua Chigger. That's his name. He is a massive antiques type guy for relics. He will go into caves. He gets in the creeks with the metal detectors. He is followed by a lot of people. He's got a huge following, but he recently went to Australia, and there's a lot of these gold claims, a lot of stuff going on. I'm not sure where and what part of Australia, but these people try to buy up some of these land, and they start trying to look for gold, and they found a bunch of them. It's really cool. Aqua Chigger is the channel.
Robert said Matt 3 to 5 football size rocks.
That's huge, man.
That's probably
that's like goodbye. I'm out. That's like break your window if you're in the car. Five Hazel, are you talking to them or are you talking to us? Y'all swing by and get me, please. Where's she at? Where are you at, Five Hazel? Are you in Louisiana? You're local? Strange bush. I know that's hysterical. But I picked that up from war movies. You know, they say, oh, that's a mean bush over there in Cambodia. Christy just told me where you're from. I got it. Yeah, it's not far. Run, Forrest, run.
Lady says, hey, Patrick. Lady's asking you something, Patrick.
What's she asking me?
She said, hey, Patrick.
Yes.
Hey, Patrick.
Oh, she's winking at you.
Oh.
I tell you what, Five Hazel, I think any territory where these things possibly are could be dangerous. Doesn't matter if you're in South Louisiana or Australia.
She's had a few encounters.
How much the other Patrick Noble.
Oh,
that's who she was talking to.
the other Patrick.
Yeah, no.
I'm brokenhearted.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh,
had
look
a-
what you did to
I
our
had a fan.
Patrick. You're going to give him complex.
Yeah, I thought I had one fan. And I'm like,
I'm telling you,
God,
man.
I don't even have a
I
fan.
told you, do not to do that.
I don't even have one fan.
Matt, what do y'all have there? I mean, what's the scariest thing other than a Yahweh and maybe
Yahweh.
snakes? Do y'all have some kind of lizards that can bite you? What do y'all fear when you're in the forest? Other than
Snake.
Hey, Pat.
That area has poisonous snakes.
yeah.
Hey, Pat. They got the one-eyed snake out there.
Oh my God.
Pat knows what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
He says I'm going to switch with you. Patrick Noble.
All right, we steadily been declining.
Who's switching?
In
Who's switching with who?
Yeah, that's one way to handle it, Matt. That is one way to handle it.
Rusty says, "Oh, so sorry, Patrick."
Yeah. I put that up.
Oh, they got the spiders, the funnel web spiders.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, but there's also another black snake. What they call it? The one that's the crocodile hunter.
Yeah, Crocs. Oh,
The black
Black Mamba and all
yeah.
that.
Well, don't they have the spider that gets on your wall and it jumps and you got to catch it in a box?
Me tell you what, Jack. If that's there, I will never go there.
Seem like it does.
You don't like snakes?
I don't like them big spiders.
Hey,
Oh.
I'm thinking it was like this.
Or those damn
I'm gonna give you a tarantula.
what are those damn crabs? Those massive crabs?
Army crab?
Coconut crabs. You seen them things?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're like this. They look like spiders.
Yeah, I know they funny looking.
You've seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh my
I want
God.
They,
I want to
I want to get one and bring it to the States and do like a video and like prank people and put it in their homes and get it on video. I would pee myself.
I want to eat him.
Yeah, I bet you they good.
I wonder if it tastes like coconut.
Wait, who said that?
Fifth Hazel. I told you she had experiences.
Fifth Hazel, you've seen a Squatch eye to eye at Bigfoot Explorer. Well, then we need to have you on. Why don't you come on next Wednesday? Do you want to come on? But you've got to get some place where you got some. Can you get to a place where your Wi-Fi is better, or I guess we can set up the phone interview. Let us know. I'd like to hear your story.
Send it to me.
Yeah, you could converse with the sci-fi. She's good with that. Well, I think. Oh, wait. Todd's got something. When Aqua Trigger was in the marijuana field complaining about the strange smell, funny. Yeah, so Todd knows about Aqua Trigger. Go check him out. I love watching his videos. He must not be married. I mean, the dude is either in a cave, in a creek, in a field. He's all over the place. His videos are crazy, and he's got like a massive following. What's going, BLB? We watched a little bit of the Squatchathon there tonight. It was pretty good. Y'all did a good job over there. We were getting ready, prepping for our show. Good to have y'all. You detect brother. What the hell does that mean? You detect. Oh, somebody in here is named Brother? I don't see a Brother. Gary. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining, man. We're at the end of the we're at the end of our rope. This is, I think, one of the latest we've ever stayed up. We had a decent show. We're running out of steam. I know Patrick's tired. We all got to wake up early. So we are going to go ahead and end here tonight. It was really fun. For all of you who actually stayed for the entire show, thank you very much. At the least, we hope that some thought-provoking criteria was discussed here tonight. We spanned a bunch of topics, which that's what I like to do. It keeps the show going fast to jump from one thing to one thing to one thing. I definitely enjoyed having people
come in.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do that a little bit more.
We get to hear what their responses are.
Yeah. What you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Me?
No.
What did I do?
Something happened.
It's
Thanks,
okay.
LB.
I'm so tired. I'm just
Loony? Yeah, I get like that too.
I'm so tired. I'm just kind of goofy.
Hey, Carol.
Good night, fans, and have a pleasant tomorrow. Hey, remember, you have no idea what people are going through. So, just be friendly. If you don't want to deal with people, just don't deal with them like me. But when I have to, I am friendly. Occasionally. Depends on what day it is. And if you're female. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, if there's any females that find me attractive, just wave.
Yeah.
Come here, baby, with your peekaboo wranglers.
Oh my God. That's about what you're gonna get with peekaboo.
Yeah, baby.
I'm not wearing peekaboos. I was just
You get a teeth all caught up in the back of your pants.
Well, first off, I'll absolutely freak out if a girl walks up and sticks her finger inside there
Oh my God.
and goes, "Hi."
Oh.
Doing?
Hey, you gotta watch out for something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you impress a chick with peekaboo wranglers on, you might be a redneck, as old Foxworthy would say.
Well, knowing my luck, I'll run into one of these Nazi type. They always correct your speech and correct your punctuation, and she'll walk up and pluck her hair out and say, "Don't you need to shave?"
Oh my God.
Peekaboo.
I'm so tired.
That is hysterical.
I'm glad I said that.
Yeah, she sent me that, and I'm like, never. Negative. I think my response was negative.
Yeah, you was like
negatory.
Negative.
Yep.
Exactly.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Negative Ghost Rider, their pattern is full. Negative Ghost Rider, their pattern is full.
You might see some jeans and camouflage patch on it.
Yeah.
Put some Christmas lights around the hole.
All right, fans, for Bigfoot Explorer, I'm Scott and Christy Sci-Fi and Mr. Patrick Vaughn. We thank you and good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. Hey, next Wednesday, we're going to be here. We'll possibly have Fifth Hazel, and maybe if everything goes well, we're definitely going to talk about the recon that we're going to do, where I got sick. And we just might have another roundtable and have a bunch of guests on again because this was fun. It's a better way to get to know everybody. So y'all take care. Thanks for joining us, and good night.
Good night.